Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. So today we are going to learn how to make 3 different kinds of mug cakes. So I'm going to walk us through step by step. The only thing I'm not going to show on camera is me mixing the dry ingredients and actually microwaving it. Because the dry ingredients, I need kind of all of my concentration or else they're all going to spill. So we are going to start off by looking at all the ingredients we are going to need. First and foremost, we are going to need 3 different mugs. So I just have this little one, and then I have Tinkerbell, and then I have Harry Potter. So those are my 3 mugs that I'm going to be using for my 3 cakes. And if we turn around, here are the ingredients we will need. So we are going to need peanut butter, some cocoa powder, baking powder, flour, sugar, baking soda, milk, and eggs. And there's a little bit of vanilla extract. Here it is. So these are all the things we are going to need today. So make sure you have these things before we get started. I will also post them on the link or description to the video before we get started, or after the video is all done. You can just look and follow along there as well. Okay, we are going to get started with our chocolate cake. So for our chocolate cake, I am actually going to do the dry ingredients on camera because I found my phone stand, so we're good to go. So I've already added in my sugar here. It is 1/4 cup of sugar. Now I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Next, we want 1/8 teaspoon. Look at that, we don't have an 1/8. We're just gonna use half of a 1/4. So 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda. So we are gonna open up our box of baking soda that is almost running out. So we are gonna do just a little bit like that, and we're gonna go bam, bam. And we need 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna fill this 1/4, 1/2 way. Perfect. So we are gonna mix that up real quick. We're gonna mix up our dry ingredients. So I have this tiny little whisk, and this is what I'm gonna be using for my mugs because a big whisk would be too big. So we're gonna mix that up until everything is nice and brown, and it is. Next, we are going to add our milk. So we are gonna add 3 tablespoons of milk. So I'm using almond milk, but you can use whatever milk you have at home, whether it be whole milk, 2%, 1%, oat milk, anything. Anything should work fine. So we are gonna slowly add that in. We got 1, 2, 3. Next, we want 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I forgot to show that in my ingredients because it was on top of my fridge. But we are gonna add that together as well. We're gonna put them right here. So here is my canola oil right here, right, convenient. We are gonna add 2 tablespoons of canola oil. So 1, 2. Next, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of water, and this can just be tap water. That's totally fine. Just to give it, some extra moisture. And then last but not least, we are going to use our 1/4 teaspoon to add in some vanilla. So we're going to add that all together. This one is nice because it doesn't take any eggs, which makes it a little bit easier on me and you. So next up, we are going to mix it up again. We are going to mix it, mix it, mix it. Make sure that everything is combined, and it's gonna look very dark brown in there. It's actually kind of gonna look like cake batter, a little bit runnier than cake batter, I would say, but it should be okay. And next, we are gonna put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 45 seconds. So I will see you guys on the other side of that. So mine didn't exactly turn out right. Mine is a little watery. It kind of looks like the lava you get when you mix in a chocolate lava cake. But I will still post the instructions on this video, and maybe your guys's will turn out a lot better than mine. We'll see. On to the next cake. Our next cake is a simple vanilla cake, and if you want to put sprinkles in it and make it a confetti cake, you can absolutely do that. So what I did off screen was I melted my butter in this little glass, make sure it's microwave safe. And I added my flour into my mug because that was a really weird measurement and I needed all of my concentration. So next up, we are gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar. I also rinsed off my instruments before I started making my second cake so that none of the ingredients get kind of mixed together. Okay, so we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'll rinse this off again in the middle of the floor. Okay, so yeah, 1. That's not enough. 1. And then we have 2. And we need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, not baking soda. So baking powder, they are different, so you will need both. Put that in there. Then we need a dash of salt. So we're just gonna do that real quick. We're gonna give it a little bam bam. We go bam bam. Perfect. So we are gonna make sure that these are all mixed together. We are gonna just mix up our dry ingredients and then add the wet ingredients. So this is where the butter comes in. We're gonna throw that in. We are gonna add 3 tablespoons of milk. Whoop. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And we are gonna go 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Let me find my vanilla. Here it is. We need 1/2 teaspoon. So vanilla extract smells amazing, but you don't want to eat it. It tastes awful. Okay. At least on its own. When it's in baking, it smells real good. So we are going to mix it all up again. La 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 la. Mixing up my cake. So this one too looks a little bit runny, but I can feel that it's thicker than the chocolate cake. So this one should turn out, and I have made this one before. If you guys were here for my mug meals, I made this cake then. So now we're just gonna pop it in the microwave for starting at 70 seconds, and then we are gonna go up from there until it is cake. All right, we'll see you soon. And this one absolutely turns out to be cake. Hooray! So it is a little spongy, so you do want to let it sit for a little bit and cool off before you enjoy and eat it. But that one worked out just fine, and I'm so happy. And the brown bits are just a little bit of extra cocoa powder on accident, so it'll be a little chocolatey. Okay, let's go on to our last cake. Our final cake is going to be a peanut butter cake. So I am using chunky peanut butter because it's my favorite, but you can use whatever peanut butter you have, be it smooth or, you know, natural, anything, or even almond butter. That would work fine too. So we are going to start off like we always do with our flour. So we need 4 tablespoons of flour. And again, I rinsed off all of my instruments before I reused them, even though we're kind of using them for the same things. 3 and 4. Okay, then we need 4 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, and 3. And we have 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Again, not soda, powder. Soda was only for the first recipe. So then I'm going to mix up my dry ingredients. I'm using my Harry Potter cauldron for this one because they said use an extra large mug. Okay, so next, we are going to add everything before the peanut butter because the peanut butter is going to stick to this. So we are going to use 3 tablespoons of milk. So we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. So we are done with our milk. We need 3 tablespoons of oil. So it goes 1. Oops, spilled a little bit. 1, 2, 3. And then we need 1 egg. So we're just gonna crack it on the side of my counter. Get them in there. Perfect. And then, the best part, we need 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. So I'm gonna rinse off my little tablespoon again. And we are gonna dry him before we do anything else, because we don't want anything else in the peanut butter. This is my peanut butter that I use every day. Okay. So go 1, and plop it in there. 1, 2, and 3. I had to lick the peanut butter off. I love peanut butter. Okay. So we're gonna mix all of that up as best as we can with our peanut butter, because the peanut butter is obviously very thick. So it looks kind of battery. Like it looks like batter. We're gonna make sure that all of this gets in the mug. And then we are going to microwave our last cake. We're gonna start with 1.5 minutes, and then we're gonna add 30 seconds until it's a cake. So we will see you on the other side. And just like that, we have a cake. This one is kind of spongy too, so we're gonna put it by the other guy and let them hang out and cool off. And then we are gonna give them a delicious try. Well, thank you for joining me on this mug cake journey. I hope that you learned some things and will try out some of our recipes. And hopefully your chocolate cake will turn out better than mine. Mine was just chocolate lava. So if you guys try out any of these recipes, make sure you tag us, make sure you comment on this video and tell us which ones you tried, which ones you like, and if you have any tips and tricks on how to make them better, even better, post those as well. We will see you guys next time.